How are we going, everyone? Now, after yesterday's radio program on 3AW, gardening that is, I thought I'd do a little bit of troubleshooting on the most common garden problem questions that I get asked. One of them is seedlings. What do I do with the birds when they come along and scatter all the mulch around? And this is what happens with my garden bed all the time. The birds come along and they scatter it. Now, it serves two purposes if you do nothing. One is you stop the bird from actually scattering it, because every time you go and lay it back into the garden again, it'll come back the next day and do the same thing. Now, what I like about the mulch, like this stuff here, and I'm using this is bean straw. You can get sugar cane, you can get pea straw and all different mulches. Now, this stuff here, when it gets scattered around, on seedlings in particular, leave it on there. It works and it serves two purposes. One is it disguises a seedling from the bird, because it doesn't attract it, it doesn't cause it to come along and even undermine it by digging around it. And secondly, on hot days, it actually works as a protection from the hot heat or the sun rays. So you just cover them over like that. See this one down here? That's been covered like that there. And that's what we do all along. Now the seedling, as it grows day after day, it will push its way through, as it has here with all the chicory and the endives that we have. And that's what will happen. This is beetroot that we've got growing down here. See that? That's just a new batch of beetroot. Couple of caterpillar bites. I'm not too fussed about that because this stuff grows really big. So we just cover it over like that. And we do that all the way along. Leave it on it for a couple of days. Over here, this has been here for at least 2 or 3 days. You can see it's matted down now. And I know there's a seedling in here somewhere. There it is. Don't worry about the leaves, a couple of leaves like that broken. For the small seedlings in particular, your lettuce leaf, your beetroot, your carrots, for tomatoes and things that grow tall and viney, you don't obviously have to cover those, but do give them some protection if you can, maybe with a pot around the base so you can top it up and get more roots developing as it starts to grow bigger. These were actually getting covered over as well by the birds, scattering the mulch all over them. And that was only about 2 days ago, I reckon. Look at this. This is all new growth in the middle here. All that's come on. That's pretty much one of the bigger ones here. These are still just coming on a little bit slower. But what happens with the lettuce and things like that, open heart lettuce or like the cos that I've got here, too much mulch, you've got to be careful when you scatter it, because look down in here, what happens? It gets caught up inside there. And that can cause some problems, in particular, starting to rot out or become mouldy. So you just got to make sure it's kept on the dry side, even though I like wetting the heart of the lettuce, because they need lots of water to stop it from becoming bitter. So not enough water in your lettuce and guarantee it'll be a bitter lettuce, not a sweet, juicy one. And with the zucchini plants, folks, a lot of people are complaining that the zucchini fruit itself is not setting, it's rotting out at the end, discolouring and the flowers falling off. And what we have is both male and female flowers. Now the female flowers grow off the end of the actual fruit, the zucchini fruit. And it needs to be pollinated because the fruit itself inside that the seeds are unpollinated, and it's only got a short lifespan. So if the fruit grows to about that big there, and it hasn't been pollinated by then, there's a high likely chance that the fruit will actually rot out, the flower will fall off. So we need to make sure they've got lots of airflow here, cut the big leaves out so you can get lots of sunlight through the middle and allow the pollinators to get in there and do their business. And if you can't get that happening properly, what you've got to do is find a male flower which grows off the end of a stem on its own, peel back the petals on the outside, expose the centre part and go along and tap it onto the females. And that way you're pollinating the plant yourself and you're going to get 100% success rate in striking and growing beautiful big zucchinis, whether they're Lebanese or blackjacks or any other ones as well. See all that? That's white fly. Now, in actual fact, it's not white. The colour of the insect itself is grey. And it has a white wax coating on it, so that protects it from any insecticide sprays that you apply onto it. You need to actually pimp it up, I suppose, the insecticide. So whether you're using Eco Neem or Eco Oil, or you can use olive oil, add the 5 ingredients. I've said it a million times: chili, garlic, oil, turmeric, soap, a teaspoon of each in 1 litre of water. Boil it if you like, cool, strain and spray. And do that, that's a bee. Just laid it right there. Do that every 5 to 7 days, because the cycle of the white fly is 3 days and it lays hundreds of eggs each time. And if you don't spray it often enough, they're going to have multiple cycles between the spray regimes, and by then you're going to be inundated with white fly and they'll suck the living sap out of all your plants. So spray the underside, spray the surrounding plants, spray your lawn area and your flowering shrubs around the garden, because they have migrated everywhere. And if you've installed netting like I have here, folks, whether it's the wildlife netting, insect netting, or get rid of the chook netting, because here she comes. Either way, she's over there behind the barrow. I'll get her before she gets to the potatoes. make sure you always leave it open long enough so that your plants can get pollinated. So you've got an entry point, exit point for your pollinators, bees, hoverflies and others, and all types of insects that actually travel around. They all do the same job. They have a similar effect in pollinating, and they're very successful in looking after your garden, especially the predators. Now, she is a pest and I am the predator. What are you doing, sweetheart? Okay, you stay there, eh? No, you're going to go back outside now. Come on. Come on. Let's go. And with gardenias, folks, a lot of people are complaining about yellowing of leaves or discolouring or brightening of the leaf lime green between the veins. And that is a magnesium deficiency. Now, you can add Epsom salts or magnesium, or you can get black grit, which is packed full of magnesium as well as calcium and phosphate. So a good tablespoon's worth of black grit, sprinkle around the base with a good watering in. We'll fix that. Now, it is 3AW Gardening this morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Tune in, give us a call with your gardening ideas and problems if you have them, we'll try and solve them. And black grit, folks, if you've got any problems in your garden, the soil amendment fertiliser is what you need. Every garden shed should have a container of this size or even the 18 kilos. It's all available on our website, vasilisgarden.com. This weekend, our big sale and free shipping for orders over $20. So we've reduced the $100 minimum down to $20, and you get another 30% off with the coupon code word Christmas. No, it's Merry Christmas with an XMAS. Type that in and you get a discount up to 80% off everything online. Vasilisgarden.com. I'll hear you on 3AW this morning. Maresi, I'll hear me on 3AW. I can't talk. How am I going to do it on radio? I don't know.